Well, hello, folks. We're back in the backyard again after another week. More pipe time. So, if you got your pipe, pull you up a chair, sit down. We're going to talk about things for a while. Today's video is being sponsored by, not really. I had to go buy some pipe tobacco. Mine just wasn't doing right. Captain Black pipe tobacco. Cherry. Cavendish blend with a cherry flavoring. Delightful, aromatic. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Oh, happy day. What will we do next? Coming to you today on Sunday afternoon. Had a real good church service today. Pastor Jonathan Kirby preached 1 Kings 17th, 18th, 19th chapter about Elijah and his prayer life, encouraging us all to be more aware of our prayer life in our talks with God. Backyards, pipe smoking, sitting on a bench. Good time to talk to God. Anytime's a good time to talk to God. He's always open, always online. He always hears. Here's something right here. Y'all see that? Prince Albert in a can. That was my granddaddy's. I have two of them. My granddad died in 1992. Found these in the old barn. That's it here where the house is. Was getting ready to build a house. I just thought I would feature that on today's backyard pipe smoking. I guess if you have been paying attention to the news, where things have gotten worse. Just in a week's time. Yep. You don't have to watch the news no more. It'll find you. You don't have to go to the news. The news come to you. I always get up on Sunday morning, and usually I watch Hickok 45 on YouTube. He has a Sunday morning shoot around. He's always got a gun that he features, you know. That man's a dead-eye shot, but he could shoot the gnat's ears off a gnat at a long way off, folks. A long way. But he was talking about social media and stuff like that. You know, the thing we're communicating on right now. Oh, man, yeah. And how people aren't necessarily the nicest on social media. He said, you know, people say things and do things over social media they wouldn't do to you in person for fear of offending you. But, you know, behind a keyboard, they're a keyboard cowboy. Is that what some people call people? I'll tell you what. Old Charlie Daniels, he had a song, I Ain't Nothing But a Simple Man. I think even Leonard Skinner had a song similar to those, along those lines. That's what I want to be, simple man. I had an altercation with a person one day at work. Believe it or not, you know, this calm, cool, collected guy that I am, I lost my temper. got a little mad. And of course it escalated. And people had to be taken to the office and asked this question and that question. And so they took us both into the owner's office. Now, I had been working for this man for quite some time, and this other person was newer. And the owner said, "I tell you what, I'll just fire both of you and be over with it." And so, you know, neither one's got fired. And you may be watching. I don't know if you remember that, Mr. W, but I remember it. And so after the evening, after the shift's over, I went back into the boss's office and I told him, I said, you know, I didn't say anything to that man that I wouldn't say on my churchyard. And you know what he said to me? He said, "Jeff, I believe you." So, you know, that's the way I am. I'm not overly violent. I can lose my temper. But I've tried to always base my life on that. Anything that you would say anywhere, you better be willing to say it on the churchyard. Any joke you tell, you need to say, "Well, I didn't tell this joke on my churchyard." Words to live by, Jeff Eubanks. Don, am I doing better with my pipe smoking this week? A buddy of mine said, "I'm going to learn to teach you how to smoke a pipe, Jeff." I said, "It wasn't me. It was my tobacco. My tobacco was too wet." So I had to go out and buy dabbling tobacco to keep puffing. So, but yeah, we've had a good, it is hot. Folks, it is hot. It is November the 5th or something like that. It's 82 flipping degrees out here. And I got stuff. Well, today is Sunday. I told you we hadn't been to church. Got stuff that's got to be done tomorrow. I'm off Saturday, Sunday, and Mondays. And I got leaves that need to be taken care of here. Over at my mom's house, leaves over there. So that's why I'm making this video here on Sunday afternoon. My bride's in there asleep, taking her Sunday afternoon nap. I tried to take one, but I didn't sleep very long. We're going out to eat tonight with a couple of friends of ours, Scott and Sheila. We're going to Big Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. Yeah, got pretty good hamburger over. But really like spending time with Scott and Sheila. They're good people. Good people. But I got thinking the other day, what's the deal with pickles? Pickles. I do not like pickles. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to grow cucumbers. I love to grow stuff. I love to watch stuff. Plant a seed and it comes up. You know, that's a lot like our Christian life, you know. But I love to watch stuff grow and produce. I love to grow cucumbers. They're a pretty easy plant to grow. I ain't ever figured out why people like to eat them. I don't like cucumbers in their raw state. I don't like them in their pickled state. I do not like them in any state. My daddy had a saying. He said, "If a hog won't eat it, I'm not going to eat it." And I think he was referring to squash. But boy, now, I love fried squash. I don't like fried pickles or cucumbers. So I have spun that saying that my daddy had around the goats. If a goat won't eat it, I ain't gonna eat it. I got goats. You can't see them out here. I got goats. I ain't got no goat to eat a cucumber, so I ain't gonna eat one either. And you know, I was talking about church earlier. Of course, now I realize I don't follow some type of strict guidelines about food you can and cannot eat per religious reasons. Hold on, let me relight this thing. Like I said, smoke pipe. You gotta be dedicated to smoke pipe, folks. Next to marriage is the hardest thing I ever tried to do. Smoke pipe. 28 years of marriage, though. But anyway, you know, all through the Bible, God provides people with nourishment. You know, them bees out there, honey is the only substance that you can eat indefinitely and survive. It's got everything in it you need. You cannot eat all meat. You cannot eat all vegetables. You will come up lacking in some nutrition. But honey got it all. Mentioned in the Bible too. Manna, you know, in children of Israel in the Old Testament, wandering in the wilderness, God sent them manna. The way it's described in the Bible, most people believe it was a bread-type substance. Bread's good. Now see, if it had been the children of Bubba, it had been cornbread, but it was manna, because us Southern people, you know, we like cornbread. Yeah. Of course, then he also sent them quail too. When they got tired eating manna, he sent quail to them. I've had quail; it's pretty good. I've been quail hunting. That's very fun. Might even go. Well, no, I'm gonna take it back. I'm going pheasant hunting next year. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise, and I make it. I think next year I'll be coming back from. Where is it, Johnny? South, North Dakota. I'm going. My wife says I'm going. But all through the Bible, you know, God provides his children. And over in the New Testament, when Jesus shows up on the scene, he takes the fishes and blesses them, the bread, and blesses it and breaks it and feeds 5,000 here and 7,000 there. These numbers may not be exact, right, but feeds multitudes of people with a small amount. His disciples, they meet in the upper room. They have the Last Supper. You know what? In all these examples I gave you, not one mention of Christ blessing the pickles and feeding the 5,000. Or God sending the cucumbers down for the children of Israel. Or of the disciples going out and gathering cucumbers to eat. Now, my grandmother did make a sweet pickle that was a little crunchy that I would eat only to make her feel good. But since she's passed, nobody makes them, so I don't have to eat them either. So here you go. What's the deal, pickle? Don't like them. At work, they talk about me eating pickles. I ain't gonna do it. Don't well eat the pickle if I'm just too damn blame hungry to stop and kick it off my hamburger. Or if the cucumbers are chopped up so small I can't get them out of my salad. Don't way I'm gonna eat them. Well, there you go. That one's kind of tasty there. Had some grit in it. So, and by the way, this week I put one of these Range V4 deleters on my truck. Range technology. You need to look it up if you got old late model Silverado that goes from V8 to V4. It can cause you a lot of problems. I might cover that more next week. So anyhow, y'all have a good week. Lord God, y'all have a good week. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try to decrease so that he might increase. And I'm talking about the good Lord up above. I've had an awful time here, so I'm gonna try to decrease so that he can increase in my life, so that I might be a little bit of a better light to those around me. But I tell you what, there ain't nothing that a little bit of time on the bench in the backyard, fake smoking your pipe and talking to folks won't help you out. Do me a favor. I should have said this at the very beginning. Like my video. If you enjoy this little talk we have, like my video. You makes family homestead or hobby homesteading and fake smoking a pipe can be a good way of life. I'm sorry if I was too long-winded. That's just the way I am sometimes. That's the Baptist in me. Bye-bye.